This is Fuzzy Road to Health, and I'm Fuzzy D, also known as David. So I've got something a little special here for you today. I've got a friend of mine that I met at the Hack Your Health 2024 KetoCon, and he saw me talking in a couple of meetings and wanted to come and talk to me. And I did an interview for his podcast yesterday, and we're going to talk about what he is doing right now to help the people that he works with. So Keyvan is a medical professional. He's a chiropractor, as well as he's got some other stuff going on. So he's going to tell us all about that.
Thank you so much, David. It's such a pleasure to be here. My name is Keyvan Eghbali, and I'm so honored that you asked me to be on your podcast today. And it was really an honor and a pleasure to meet you at Hack Your Health 2024 in Austin, Texas. And I don't believe in accidents. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that us crossing paths was meant to be, because I'm a big fan of your mission. And I believe our missions are so aligned in the fact that we both want to help others who are suffering, who are struggling, and raising awareness of really what true health is and how to prevent preventable illnesses, chronic conditions, or when someone has been already afflicted with one of those, how to reverse it. So I'm just grateful to be here with you today.
Absolutely honored to have you here.
Thank you so much, sir.
So tell me a little bit about kind of your path as a chiropractor, and kind of what got you started, and then what led you into these other pathways and helping other people in a different way.
Sure thing. Thanks so much. So, I was in college. I was an undergrad at UCLA, and I always knew that I wanted to enter a profession where I could help people, serve people. And so naturally, one profession is the healthcare field. And so I discovered by accident the chiropractic profession. I met someone and they said, yeah, this is what it's all about. You can do it, and you can do it drug-free. You can help people heal without the necessity of medications or drugs. And I had never had good results personally. I'd always had side effects with medications growing up as a teenager. I remember I had some allergies, just never liked taking them. So it was a natural, that would be neat, that'd be cool. So I explored it, got in. 3.5 years later, countless hours of studying, boards, etc., got to graduate December of 1996, board certified in 97, early 97, and was out there to help, started working with another doctor, renting space. And literally, David, it wasn't shortly after I had started that I realized that I can't do everything that I want to do for my patients because of the limitations. There were limitations of their insurance companies. There were limitations of, obviously they had other doctors that were telling them what to do. So I worked in my field. I served, hundreds, if not thousands of patients in a good 25-year approximate career. And I'm still licensed, and I still see some patients here or there. But probably within 15 years after working, I realized that I'm helping individuals one-on-one, and it's very satisfying and rewarding getting people out of pain, who've fallen, been in accidents, woke up with a kink in their neck. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to literally save hundreds, thousands, if not more people from the knowledge that I had gained in grad school, as well as the knowledge that I had gained after about 15 years of being in practice. So much is preventable, as you know, in our society. Yes, we may fall into certain routines and put our body into certain, pressures and postures of just chronic positions that aren't really serving us because we're such a go society. So I realized, I'd like to talk to more people. I can't do that in an office setting. There was always one-on-one or one-on-two, if someone brought a family member. So I started speaking. I went to companies and I offered my speaking services. And that's when I realized, wow, this is so much more rewarding because I could speak to 200 people at a company event. And I loved the reception. I loved the aha moments that they had after I spoke to them. And I loved the feedback I got. They would pledge to me that when you come back next year for a company event, I will have done this, and you will see I'll be so much healthier. So that's when I knew that I had to do more. So I did a lot of that. And then COVID hit. And of course, we all know what happens when COVID hits. It's not much opportunity to go to companies and speak unless you want to double and triple mask and stand far away from them. But obviously that avenue got shut down. So I decided to go back and educate myself further. I went into, I took a couple of courses in coaching. I had coached throughout my career, but I had never had formal education. And boy, did I learn techniques that have come in super handy in the last 3 years that I've been working with individuals with health struggles and challenges. I got board certified in health and wellness coaching about 3 years ago and have been serving primarily men, but also women in an organization called Mission 22, where we serve our veterans, individuals with traumatic brain injuries, post-traumatic stress disorder, and just individuals who are incredible human beings who have sacrificed so much and yet are struggling reacclimating back to civilian life, and their health is suffering, their sleep is suffering, their stress levels are out the roof. So it's been wonderful. And then I coach one-on-one and in group settings, individuals who are just happen to want to join my individual or group programs. I can tell you that it's quite different than what I did in an office setting as a chiropractor, because even when I work one-on-one with my clients, I feel that I'm able to give them incredible knowledge that goes far beyond their back or neck health. So it doesn't feel like work, to be honest with you. It's fun, and the results are incredible. I mean, the pounds and pounds of weights my clients are losing, and just being happier again. And that's, I think, what it's about. Out of pain, less fatigue. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing these days. And I just, again, looking for opportunities to speak to entities, to organizations, whether in person or over the virtual world.
So you're actually you're not just dealing with only mental health issues. You're dealing with the full physical healing.
Absolutely, yes. Mental health is just one component. Yes, so sorry. And mental health is just one component, and because stress, mental and traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress disorder, all of those obviously affect our mental health. It's just one component. So we try to look at a person from a complete holistic view, whole person approach, and make sure is their sleep optimized? How's their nutrition? Are they consuming a lot of ultra-processed foods? Are they moving at all, or are they stuck on their couch most of the day, or in bed most of the day? So there's several pillars that we look at, and it's unbelievable how much change can occur in even as short as a 3 to 4 week period. But most of our clients do work with us up to 6 months or a year, depending on their military status as far as whether they were combat or non-combat vets. But a good 1 to 3 month program is really can be really life-changing, because it's information that we don't get from our TVs, from our social media, generally speaking, even our typical doctor visits, unless they're by someone who's focusing on root cause, fixing the root cause or healing the body holistically, naturally. Most people are visiting their doctors and receiving medication, or, if they're lucky, some type of a recommendation of lifestyle changes. But we're all about lifestyle changes, and if the person's open to trying it, they will love the changes that they'll experience.
Have you worked much with PTSD?
We do. Pretty much, I would say 80 to 90%, if not more, of my military clients do suffer from post-traumatic stress. And we kind of sometimes leave out the D, because we don't like to call it a disorder. It's just post-traumatic stress. And yeah, it's pretty common. And even that, we have seen incredible changes. I believe that if individuals who have served in our militaries and the kind of stress that they've been exposed to, if they can heal, from their PTS, a civilian, can heal as well. Yeah. Oftentimes a lot sooner.
Have you looked into using NLP techniques specifically for PTS?
You know what? I personally am not NLP certified, although I have met in my career several NLP practitioners, and I believe that NLP can be a very, very effective technique in, treating PTS. We use other methodologies as well as technologies as well that are really effective and scientific and proven to help individuals, dealing with their stress and post-traumatic stress. And like I said, it's a holistic approach, looking at multiple components of what comprises health and keeping in touch with our participants, clients once a week so that we can see how they're doing, if there's troubleshooting, questions, and, it becomes a really good team approach. And the results speak for themselves. People are thriving, depression levels are down, healthier, weight loss, fat loss, and just, happy families again, which is what we want.
Awesome. So there's actually there's a fellow you might want to contact if you don't know him already. He's in your area. I think he works mostly out of San Diego. And a fellow by the name of Dr. David Snyder.
Okay.
And now his doctor or doctorate is actually in I think Chinese medicine. He's got all kinds of certifications, but he's actually one of the world's foremost experts on NLP,
cool.
How to train others with NLP. He does a lot of training. I was actually going to go down and take one of his courses. There's just things didn't work out to do it this year, but yeah, he's very, very good, and so he's like certified in different forms of Reiki and acupuncture, acupressure, that kind of stuff. So he's got like a list of degrees like that. It's pretty incredible.
I'll definitely check him out. The name sounds familiar, so I know I've seen him somewhere, but I'll definitely check him out. Thank you for that. And if you do come, please let me know, because I'm not that far away from San Diego.
Yeah, I was actually going to go down just before Hack Your Health this year. It was just going to be like a week-long training course, just like a week before KetoCon, but yeah, stuff happens, and I had to change my plans, but that's okay. I'm hoping maybe I can do it next year, and it won't be so tight because Hack Your Health isn't until, was it September or October next year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is it down in, so
that's cool. I don't know exactly, but yeah, well, that sounds great.
Yeah, and they're moving it too. It's going to be out of Tampa instead of Austin, Texas.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Tampa or Miami. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I can give you some more contact information after the interview for Dr. Snyder.
For sure. So, thank you.
But so now I understand you've also got a website where you're helping, where people can go for information, and where you do helping some of the people from. So I'm just going to pop that up real quick so people can take a look at it.
Well, thank you.
A second. Now you're not going to see it on your end. But...
No worries.
Oh, let's go on here.
Yeah, while you're doing that, is it okay if I share a little bit about what we do?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now people are seeing your website.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So, my website's broken down into multiple sections. Primarily what we do these days is, again, the corporate wellness speaking, where we go either physically into companies, we set up programs to improve the health and wellness of the employees of the company, or we can also do it virtually, remotely. So that's how I can reach out to much further locations or individuals or locations or companies that, cannot have us go to them. What is incredible about it is that I set up not just talks, kind of talking about the most important pillars of health, the biggest challenges individuals face, say, for example, with sleep or physical activity or nutrition, but obviously, the solutions that I share, the hacks, quote unquote, that we give them. And then I oftentimes create accountability partners if the company is open to it, for individuals within a company to have a person that they can work with. And then we often do challenges for companies so they can learn, they can have fun doing it. It's like a little activity or a little competition. And so I discuss that with the HR teams, and then we come up with a plan that works for them. And then they meet with me typically once a week or once every 2 weeks for anywhere between 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the program that they choose to. Again, in person, same thing, and virtually, same frequency. But the results are incredible because their team learns about the most important pillars of health and how they can improve. I have people coming to me talking about their children's health or talking about their own struggles. And so again, I offer them the support, and they have access to me after our calls as well. Then the other thing that I do is I still offer some chiropractic services, although it's quite limited, but it's individual and group coaching for people that are struggling, people who've tried everything, diets haven't worked. They really need a person who they can be accountable to, but can also give them, the tips, the tricks, listen to them. And I do a lot of listening and see where they might be, not doing something correctly. And oftentimes through these sessions, and again, I've had it happen in as little as 3 weeks, where we find and identify a big reason why their past efforts haven't worked. We make some slight changes. We go at their pace, and before you know it, they've overcome that struggle. They are, if they have plateaued, that plateau is removed, and they can continue on their weight loss, fat loss, strengthening journey. And unfortunately, there's so much misinformation, David, that we're getting through all of our media channels. So I can understand why people can be so confused, lost. Who do you listen to? Who do you know who's telling you the truth? And so I listen to experts who are not, who don't have any special interest groups after them. I listen to people who are really passionate about individuals' health and well-being and doing it naturally. So I get my knowledge and information from those sources, and I just pass it on to my clients. It's super rewarding, fun, and result-oriented.
Nice. Well, while you were talking, I took them through all the pages of your website and just showed them around a little bit. And to find that site, you just go to mydocandcoach.com, all one word, and spell out the word "and." So, yeah, just mydocandcoach.com. And I'll pop that up on screen for you so it's a little easier for you to read. And I'll also leave a link down in the description so you can take a look at that site. And, if you're in the California area or you're a possible corporate customer and you want to improve the culture and the health of your employees, this is one of the men that can help you do it. Absolutely.
Thank you. And it's a lot easier than most people think because we've done it before. We've seen the results. And really all it takes is a quick phone call. I ask them what are the needs? Where would they like to see increased productivity? Are employees sleepy after lunchtime? Are they slowed down? Are they getting sick a lot? Because research shows that for every dollar spent on the type of services that we offer, a company saves $3. So that's huge. Triple the investment is what the companies get back. But beyond that, they get happier employees that get sick less, workers' compensation costs can be reduced, absenteeism and productivity can go up dramatically. So, again, I consider it an honor and a privilege to be able to, give back to companies. Again, something that I've been blessed to have received, the knowledge that I've been blessed to have received through my institutions, the academic institutions that I've been, a part of. And so I feel it's almost a duty to share this information. As you know, most people in our society, in the Western world, in the United States, etc., Canada, receive their information from the TV, right? They receive it from advertisements. And unfortunately, that's why we talked about this yesterday, you and I. That's why we have a 40% obesity epidemic, and 60. I've heard even at times 80% of the public is now overweight. I recently came across a doctor. She's a PhD in nutrition science, and I'm currently taking her course on addiction, food addiction, and how it's really not your fault, the struggles that you're dealing with. It is the way they have designed the foods, particularly the ultra-processed foods that so many are consuming, the quick, grab and go. And so understanding that it's not a person's fault is, I think, a big step. And then having someone like myself or yourself to guide them towards health, and just educate them and slowly, step by step, because addiction is not a simple thing to break, right? The habits, these are scientists designing foods that will make us crave them. We can't stop. We see the picture of that food, we crave it. The body secretes chemicals, dopamine, that makes us want to reach for it. It is not much different than addiction to nicotine or drugs, things like that. They know what they were doing. And so knowledge is number one, and then learning about the right steps to overcome that process. And again, not everyone is afflicted with addiction, but a lot of people are. So we help them identify, are they truly a food addict? Are there other causes? And get to the root cause of it and reverse things, and allow them to live healthier, happier lives and be there longer for their loved ones. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, and I absolutely love that approach. One of the biggest issues I find with today's general medical community is, they're too interested in looking at one specific little thing and treating just that one thing, instead of looking at the underlying cause of all the health issues that a person is going through and addressing it all at once. This approach of just looking at one little thing and treating it just doesn't work. And we've proven it over the last, 150 years of relatively modern medical science, and shown that approach doesn't work. And there's other approaches that have been used around the world for thousands of years. And they've solved a lot of these issues, and they've figured out that you have to heal from the bottom up and heal the entire body all at once instead of trying to piecemeal it.
Very true. You're absolutely 100% right. Although there's absolutely a place for certain medications, I also agree with you. It shouldn't be the first line approach. We should find out what is the underlying cause of a certain ailment, what is a symptom being caused by, and rather than just mask the symptom or address the symptom, what is it inside the body that is manifesting that symptom? And can we go to that area where the stomach lining is being irritated and acid is causing problems, and address the cause as opposed to the effect, right, that it causes. So, and that's, there are individuals, a lot more these days than in the past. They are both medical doctors, alternative health practitioners like chiropractic doctors, acupuncturists who practice root cause, functional medicine, root cause medicine. And I have some training in that. I have experts that I refer people to for more complex situations. But once you find the root cause, oftentimes it's just remove the pressure on the hose example, as you've probably heard. If there's pressure on a water hose, there's not going to be water going to that area, or the water is not going to go correctly or appropriately to that area. And in the body, the water can be nerve impulses or blood flow or whatever else. And then you remove the pressure on the cause, and then the body can thrive again. And that's just a simple example, but that's what root cause is get to the source, address the source, correct the source, watch the symptoms disappear without the need for some strong medication that can cause potentially side effects and may need additional medications to combat the side effects, like we spoke yesterday on our podcast.
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest problems with medications, how they're used today, is they want to keep you on these medications for long periods of time instead of what they're meant to be is a temporary solution while you solve the underlying issues.
Correct.
And
Yes.
that simple change in medical approach would make such a big difference to everybody. Um,
Yes. Yes.
Everybody
Absolutely.
in modern Western society.
No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, my hope and my one wish for our society, particularly in the Western Hemisphere, is that individuals take their health into their own hands more, and also learn about what is it that they're putting into their body, whether it's something they're drinking or something they're eating, something they're taking. What is that doing to their body? Is that all beneficial? Is there harm in any aspect, any component of that, whatever substance they're drinking or eating or taking? And just kind of learn a little bit more. A lot of people obviously consume substances that when they get into the body, they break down. Believe it or not, one of those is alcohol. And, each person has a choice whether they choose to do that. But one of the products that alcohol breaks into is an actual poison. So, why would somebody put in a poison into their body that can then affect the body in negative ways and put the body under stress? And again, eventually that's going to catch up with the person. And so there's a lot of products like that. Alcohol is just a pretty obvious example. But the fast food industry with all the chemicals, I couldn't believe that there's over 20, 30 ingredients in some of the fast food industry burgers that we're getting, as opposed to just one or two. So
yeah, even like a basic McDonald's cheeseburger has like 14 different bad chemicals, and that's not even counting the meat and the fat that's in that burger.
That's right. Yes, products that are added to preserve it. I've heard they're like fungal type of products in there, and you name it. So again, there's no surprise if that's the person's diet. There really is not a surprise to us in the health field that eventually that diet will catch up with them, right? In one way, shape, or another. And so here we are, just simply trying to educate, simply trying to say, you know what? If you eat as best as you can products that are not necessarily coming from a box or from a box type store even, your body is going to function better. You don't have to consume as much caffeine to wake up or take medications for different issues that can come as a result of a lot of these ingredients in the foods. And for some people, they're lucky. They feel the negative effects of these types of foods or drinks quickly, and they discover it and they don't like those effects. But for some people, the effects don't show up other than weight gain, etc., obesity, but eventually the body will break down. And it's a lot easier to fix things early on than later on. And so, for some people that say, oh, that's too hard, I say, you got to choose the hard. Do you want to choose the hard of debilitating illness, pain, countless doctor's visits in, 5, 10, 20, 30 years from now? And that's how I don't think most people want to spend their retirement money to try to regain their health. Or do you want to choose the hard of, let's eat clean. Let's take care of our body. Let's make sure we get adequate sleep, because the body is an incredible incredible mechanism of, cells and muscles and tissues and nerves, and it really knows how to heal, and it can even overcome some abuse. The sooner we act, the sooner we can reap the benefits. And then there's no hard in our later years of our lives. We can be the active participants, whether it be on the golf course or walking down, the beach, or just enjoying your retirement, gardening, or whatever it is that individuals like to do. So unfortunately, a lot of our elderly population is bedridden in nursing homes, whereas there are a smaller percentage that are same age, but actively enjoying life, golfing, hiking, walking. And that's what I wish for everyone. I think that's possible for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we all have the option to be healthy, barring, physical injury from like an accident or something. But,
True.
when you're talking to stuff that's related to metabolic health and chronic disease and that, our bodies can heal. They have an incredible power to heal if we can get out of it, get out of our body's way and let it do its work without poisoning it.
That's
And
right.
unfortunately, a lot of the foods that we eat today, they damage that healing mechanism in the body.
Yeah.
And if you damage that healing mechanism, your body's not going to heal, no matter what kind of drugs and stuff you pump into it. You've got to start by healing that healing mechanism, the mitochondria that every cell has.
Yeah,
If we get that healthy, the rest of us follows. I've seen
that's
it.
absolutely true.
I've seen it in my own life, and I've seen it in tons of other people that I know that follow a similar path. By eating clean doesn't necessarily have to be the diet that I follow. I think any diet where you eat clean, where you eat food that's real, that's one or two ingredients in your food. You cook it yourself. What you buy from the grocery store should be whole food that's not in a box.
Exactly.
If you do that, you'll be a whole lot healthier than just about anyone else will be.
For sure, and really enjoying all the incredible benefits, as opposed to, again, lowered immune system, bad skin, inability to weight issues, right? Inability to lose weight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then having to spend so much money on doctor's visits and co-pays and surgeries and lost time off work. So I hope that a message that individuals can take away from our conversation today is it's in your hands. Take it in your hands. Don't let the system guide you or, direct your choices. Learn about what's the right thing to eat and drink. And if you need help, help is available, but you can do it. And, you will thank us when you are not 40 or 50 or 60 or beyond and literally struggling and willing to give up everything to gain your health back. I tell you, it's a whole lot easier and a lot more enjoyable to enjoy health. I'm in my early 50s and I'm so much healthier now than I was in my 30s. And it has a lot to do with what I eat, what I drink, and how much sugar I consume. I stay away from seed oils. I move my body, and I take care of my stress levels by doing things that are stress reducing. We all have stress. It's just how do we manage that stress, and what do we do to be able to handle that stress with greater ease. Stress is unavoidable, but it's how we respond to that stress that can determine, what kind of outcomes we have in our life day to day.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have any other upcoming projects or events or stuff going on that you'd like to let people know about before we close?
I am currently getting more and more active on social media. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I practice more than even, most people would. The fact that I say you got to have balance in life. So many people spend so many hours of their day just scrolling and on their phones. I don't enjoy that. I maybe last 10 minutes on Instagram or so. But I'm working on increasing a little bit my presence because I love to share my knowledge with the public. So I am also I love and I enjoy audio social media. So there's a brand new app called Chatter Social. So I plan on holding rooms there on health, wellness, etc. And there's a good network of individuals there who have joined us in helping promote health and wellness. And beyond that, I am my Instagram. I can be found at thrive.wellness.solutions. That's at thrive.wellness.solutions. And I am working towards developing additional courses. That's in the pipeline. Individuals can take self-paced courses, like as a primer, as an introduction for someone who absolutely has had no help. But if any way, shape, or form I could service a person, I can be reached via my Instagram direct message. And I welcome people. If you're stuck, if you don't know what to do next, message me. I'll be happy to get on a call with you. No, there's no charge, just to guide you, just to get you that start that you need. And because oftentimes that's really what a lot of people need, is they need some direction. And for us, this is what we do every day, in and out. And we can give you that direction in a quick 20, 30-minute call and let you take it and see how you do. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm about these days, is speaking on platforms and again, sharing more on public platforms so that the public can have access to us, and constantly learning. Even natural health is constantly changing, although the changes in natural health are far, far less, because it's nature. We're not dealing with a drug that, we've had so many drugs in the last many, many years for the same condition. No, if something works in nature, it will keep working. And so that's what I love about it, serving people, helping people with all kinds of ailments, and giving them natural guidance for natural solutions. I have books on it. Again, so much is lifestyle related. I can't overemphasize. So if there's an aspect of your life that you think you're not doing that great, reach out and let someone like myself or David give you some tips and tricks and tools, and then watch and see the changes. Like you said, David, it's incredible how quickly the body can heal if given the right support.
Yeah, absolutely. We've both seen the evidence. Lots of people that have radically changed their lives for the better, with just making some simple changes in your life. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's something that anyone can do.
That's right. And you're a living example of that. And that's why I'm grateful for having met you, because you've made these changes in yourself, and you're now enjoying the benefits, and having put so many conditions into remission. You're a great example to others. And I know there are millions of people suffering. So I look forward to opportunities to collaborate with you. And I ask the audience to reach out to someone like David or myself, so we can spread our message as wide, and we can cast this net as far as we can, because you never know what type of a lead to us how many lives can be saved by us being able to give our services to an organization or to an entity. You really will be potentially saving hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. The impact just spreads like virally.
Yeah, it's like throwing a stone in a pond.
Sure is. Absolutely.
Those ripples go outwards. And hey, I certainly like the idea of collaboration. Maybe I can have you come in as a guest when I do a summit later this year.
Absolutely, would love to. And I've actually thought about having you as doing an Instagram live with you, or many, just kind of touching upon different things that you've done and that you've gone through. And again, just raising awareness I know I have friends on Instagram or followers who are where you were a few years back. And so I know that those individuals could greatly benefit from knowledge and the hope you can give them. So I know we'll be in touch and we'll chat more, and look forward to, again, doing what I feel is our calling and serving the public this way.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be a part of that. So I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing some of your knowledge and point of view with the public, and letting us know what we do, and the avenues that are out there to help people heal. And I'm just so honored that you would come and spend some time with me. Really appreciated you being here.
Thank you, David. It was truly a pleasure. The honor is all mine. And I'm just grateful for this opportunity to be on your platform and to share a little bit about my background and experience and what is possible. And I just want individuals to take away that no matter how old you are, no matter how difficult what you're going through is, there is always hope. The body is a constantly, regenerating system. And every 7 years approximately, you practically have completely different cells in every part of your body. So never give up. There's hope, and there are individuals that are here to help and to guide you, hold your hand if necessary. And the best part is change can be right around the corner. So thank you so much for having me, David. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're entirely welcome, and hope to have you again one day.
Looking forward to this.
All right, folks. If you feel we've earned it, please take a moment to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos and interviews we've got coming out. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.